What's up, y'all? It's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, back with another video. You know what I'm saying? Shaboing boing. But y'all just hop on this joint real quick. Get my car worked on, so I got dropped off at the gym. You know what I mean? Kill two birds with one stone. But I had like a wild dream last night, though. So I'm like, but I didn't get the clarity of it, but I got the substance of it. So it was like I'm in a small town. I want to say like in the Midwest, and it was kind of crazy because it was like some stuff I just inherently knew, but it was being narrated by Morgan Freeman, right? So I got this image of like this small town in like Indiana, Ohio, somewhere, and people just out in the field doing whatever. And then there's like this drone strike, right, by like AI. You know what I'm saying? So it's a coordinated effort. They hitting, I get to running, but I'm not really like scared. You know what I'm saying? I was just, you know, playing the game how I go. So whereas though the dude so I'm doing that, and then Morgan Freeman popping my head. It was like I was in the joint, but like third person at the same time. So they did a couple coordinated, attacks, like these various drones flying in unison, doo doo doo. And then they started like where people were scattering or running off in different places, like they would separate and like, try to like drone strike the people, right? And then they came together and then they flew off. So I'm like, okay, but I'm kind of, on the outside looking in because I'm kind of like safe, but I see all of it. And then, like almost like a movie is narrated, it was like, well, they did that because they were collecting data on how the humans responded to like chart their behavior and their patterns so they could do it more efficiently the next time. So it wasn't really like a nightmare, and I just woke up like, wow, I thought that was crazy. Okay, cool, boom. Then I guess I went outside, smoked a cigarette, got something to drink, whatever, laid back down, and then went right back into the same dream. That's like the second time that's happened. Like I had a dream like years ago where I fell asleep in the dream and then had a dream inside of the dream. Man, that was crazy. But that was well before my awakening. So I go, but I don't really remember the particulars. I guess, it was just the fallout or the aftermath of the drone strike. But the crazy part is I wake up this morning, get my day started, and I think it was on YouTube. Yeah, I think I hopped on YouTube and get these various shorts, or maybe it's Facebook and I got some shorts, or these news clippings of trending news. And it said that the Iranian president helicopter crashed. And I thought that was very, or not coincidental, I'll put it that way. And I'm not saying it don't mean nothing or that it means anything. But I know there's no such thing as coincidences. And I'm looking at you know, like with all this puffy stuff, everybody in music beefing and making songs. Like they don't just make songs about no more in hip hop. It's like if they don't make a song about doing something to a black person or talking about it, they can't make a regular song about a girl or life or a good time or a hypothetical scenario. They gotta talk about each other now. Then with the Diddy stuff, and I'm kind of like tired of hearing about Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And I heard someone else, I forget his name, I'll shout him out. But I swear this is a distraction because if we look outside of all that, if we look at the state of the country, California with inflation is damn near a third world country. You almost have socialism in California. You're either super rich or you gang banger or you're on the street. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are those the only people that live in California? Especially in like LA or these big cities out there, whatever, metropolitan areas. Illegal, oh, I'm assuming it's illegal immigration is just astronomical. Not that I have a problem with Hispanics, but I went way up to like, this was about a couple months ago, I guess. I went way up to Boston, and I was just amazed at this how many Hispanic people I seen. I ain't, you know what I mean? There's a lot of Hispanic people, and I live in a small town. I was actually at my little Oasis spot one day, and Amigo approached me, but he couldn't speak English. Luckily, I had a Spanish translator thingy on my phone, so we talking through the phone, like typing shit, and then he read it. Then he'll type something, I'll read it. So he was like, looking for work, and it so happened to be Easter. So I type in like, it's probably Easter, probably ain't nobody doing nothing, whoop, whoop, whoop. But I was like, if you ever see groups of, amigos, they'll probably put you on because they seem to stick together and look out for one another. Sidebar, with black people do that, but I guess that's wishful thinking. So whereas though, I said you got an ID, and he said he was illegal. You know what I mean? I'm like, how do you get to a small town from wherever we from? I'm assuming either Mexico or Central America or somewhere. I'm assuming all the way to a small town in Maryland with no identification. I asked the Hispanic dude I used to work with that one day when we got pulled over, but he had a valid Maryland driver's license. But he was like, nurse, I said, Migo, you all right? He said, man, I ain't supposed to be here. But I'm like, you ain't supposed to be here, but you got a valid Maryland license. He said, so I said, how you do that? He said, I can't tell you. I said, respect. You know what I'm saying? I think CNBC just came out. I think that was on the first, talking about all these small regional banks are, at risk for failure. Like, it's real on the battlefield. Man, at the same time, I don't live in fear, but I try to be socially conscious for the purpose of navigation. Because let's say anything particularly happens. And at this point, we've been getting, so, one thing after another. People are so worn down. It wouldn't even take much at this point. But a nice shock and awe event, like, some type of quote-unquote terror attack or another fake disease or some economic failure, man, everybody gonna lose their mind. You'll truly see what's really inside of people. Because, like, where I worked at, I seen the behaviors of the people. And I'm like, if you strip these people of a job and title and the illusion of their social standing, boy, and they doing this in comfortability. Imagine when they back against the wall. Man. That's all I had. I just want to drop a quick one on y'all, man. I'm a holler, man. Whoa.